Have you ever wondered what it really takes to overcome life's greatest challenges? Today we delve into the fascinating world of resilience and self-esteem, two powerful qualities that can turn even the most daunting obstacles into stepping stones towards success. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is often likened to a rubber band. No matter how far it's stretched or twisted, it always manages to return to its original form. This quality, when cultivated, can help us weather the storms of life, enabling us to emerge stronger and wiser on the other side. But resilience doesn't operate in a vacuum. It's closely linked to another vital trait, self-esteem. Self-esteem refers to the value we place on ourselves. It's our internal barometer of worth, impacting how we perceive our capabilities and shape our lives. Imagine for a moment two individuals facing identical challenges. The one with a high level of self-esteem might view the situation as an opportunity for growth. They trust in their ability to navigate the storm and come out victorious. Meanwhile, the individual with low self-esteem might see the same challenge as a confirmation of their inadequacy, potentially becoming overwhelmed and defeated before even beginning. You see, resilience and self-esteem are not just related, they feed into each other. High self-esteem fosters resilience by providing the confidence needed to tackle and overcome obstacles. In turn, each successfully navigated challenge bolsters our self-esteem, reinforcing our belief in our capabilities. It's a beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle that propels us towards achieving our goals, no matter how lofty they may be. But these qualities don't just magically appear in our lives. They require nurturing and cultivation. Much like a plant needs the right conditions to grow and bloom, and just as a gardener tends to their plants with care, so should we tend to our resilience and self-esteem. To understand this better, consider the inspiring story of a man named John. A tale of trials and triumphs that beautifully illustrates the power of resilience and self-esteem. But that, dear listeners, is a story for the next chapter. John, a man from humble beginnings, faced more than his fair share of adversity. Born into a world of hardship and scarcity, John's early years were anything but easy. The streets he called home were riddled with poverty, and the echoes of empty bellies and broken dreams were a constant reminder of the circumstances he was born into. Deprived of the comforts that many of us take for granted, this was John's reality. Education, often seen as a beacon of hope, was a luxury that John and his family could hardly afford. The walls of his classroom were the four corners of the street. His lessons were not from textbooks, but from the school of life. Every day was a test, every night a homework assignment. He learned the hard way that the world doesn't owe you anything, and that survival is a privilege, not a right. Amidst this struggle, John was also grappling with the trials of a broken home. The absence of a stable family structure left him feeling adrift in a sea of uncertainty. The lack of support and guidance was a constant struggle, and the emotional toll was heavy. Yet, it was in this atmosphere of despair that John began to cultivate a sense of resilience. The experiences could have been enough to break his spirit, to quench the spark of hope that burned within him. But John was not one to surrender. He understood that he could not change the circumstances of his birth, but he could control how he responded to them. His journey was not one of overnight success. It was a slow, deliberate process of embracing the struggle, learning from the pain, and rising above the adversity. He refused to be a product of his environment. Instead, he chose to be a product of his decisions, his determination, and his unwavering resilience. John's early life was a testament to the power of the human spirit, a testament to the idea that our circumstances do not define us, but rather how we respond to them does. Despite the odds, John was determined to rise above his circumstances. Scene script. John's journey wasn't easy, but it was his resilience that kept him going. Let's delve into how John began to build this resilience. It wasn't a trait he was born with, but rather a mindset he developed and honed over time. Resilience for John wasn't about avoiding adversity, but learning how to navigate it. He understood that setbacks were not roadblocks, but detours on the path to success. John started by accepting that life is full of challenges. He recognized that setbacks were not a reflection of his worth, but were inevitable parts of life. This acceptance allowed him to view difficulties as opportunities for growth rather than as personal failures. Next, he adopted a positive outlook. He realized that while he could not control every situation, he could control his response to it. He chose to focus on the things he could change and let go of the things he couldn't. This shift in perspective played a crucial role in building his resilience. Thirdly, John made a conscious effort to take care of his physical health. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep became non-negotiable parts of his routine. He understood that physical wellness is a cornerstone of mental resilience. Lastly, John cultivated strong relationships. He surrounded himself with uplifting individuals who encouraged his growth and provided support during tough times. He learned to lean on others when he needed to, understanding that resilience is not about going it alone, but about knowing when to ask for help. These were the steps that John took to build his resilience. It was a journey of self-discovery, of understanding his strengths and weaknesses, and of learning how to navigate adversity. His resilience didn't make the challenges disappear, but it gave him the strength to carry on, to persist, and to believe that he could overcome. But resilience alone wasn't enough. John needed to believe in himself. Self-esteem is the belief in one's own worth, and John was about to discover his. John started to cultivate his self-esteem through a series of small, deliberate actions. He began by setting achievable goals for himself. Simple things such as waking up early, reading a book, or hitting a small target at work. Each accomplishment, no matter how small, was a brick in the foundation of his self-worth. John also understood the importance of surrounding himself with positive influences. He sought out individuals who inspired him, those who had an infectious zest for life and an unwavering belief in their own abilities. These people became his role models, their attitudes and behaviors gradually rubbing off on him. He found that their positive energy was contagious, and it began to seep into his own outlook on life. John also began to challenge his negative self-perception. He started to question the harsh and critical voice inside his head, the one that had been holding him back for so long. He replaced this voice with a kinder, more compassionate one that acknowledged his strengths and appreciated his efforts. This shift in perspective was crucial in his journey towards self-esteem. John also discovered the power of self-affirmation. He would stand in front of the mirror every morning, look himself in the eye, and repeat positive affirmations. He would tell himself that he was capable, that he was deserving, that he was enough. These affirmations served as a constant reminder of his worth and helped to boost his self-esteem. The cultivation of self-esteem didn't happen overnight for John. It was a gradual process, but one that was incredibly rewarding. As his self-esteem grew, so did his resilience. He found that he was better equipped to handle setbacks, and he was more determined to overcome obstacles. He discovered that his self-esteem was his shield, protecting him from the blows of life. John's journey towards self-esteem was transformative. It changed the way he viewed himself and the world around him. It gave him the confidence to pursue his dreams and the resilience to bounce back from setbacks. John's story is a testament to the power of resilience and self-esteem. Scene script. John's journey is not unique. Many of us face challenges. What sets us apart is how we respond. Resilience and self-esteem, two crucial facets of our psychological makeup, are not merely buzzwords. They are the pillars that support us in the face of adversity, the undercurrents that help us navigate through life's stormy seas. Let's take a moment to revisit their importance. Resilience, the capacity to bounce back from setbacks, is not an inherited trait. It's a skill, a muscle that we can flex and strengthen. We've learned that resilience is not about avoiding struggles, but about embracing them, learning from them, and growing stronger. Like John, we can all cultivate resilience, turning our trials into stepping stones on our journey to success. Moving on to self-esteem, it's the backbone of our psychological health. It's about recognizing our worth, acknowledging our strengths, and accepting our flaws. It's the voice that whispers, "You can do it," when the world around us screams, "You can't." By fostering our self-esteem, we become our own cheerleaders, bolstering our confidence to face life head-on. In this video, we've journeyed through John's life, witnessing how resilience and self-esteem transformed his struggles into triumphs. We've observed how he rose from the ashes of his past, fortified by his newfound strength and self-belief. His story is a testament to the power of resilience and self-esteem. Now, it's your turn. It's time for you to flex your resilience muscle, to nurture your self-esteem. Embrace your struggles, learn from them, and let them be the fuel that propels you forward. Remember, you are not defined by your circumstances, but by how you respond to them. So begin today. Start building your resilience, foster your self-esteem, equip yourself with these invaluable tools, and you'll find that no challenge is insurmountable, no goal is unreachable. Remember, it's not about what life throws at you, but how you bounce back.